Are you a fan of over-the-top violence and buckets of blood? Then buckle up, because today we're diving into the goriest games that will leave you squirming in delightful disgust. Let's start with HELLDIVERS 2. This one's a blast, especially if you love playing with friends. It's a third-person cooperative shooter that builds on the cult classic. You'll be shooting aliens, customizing your loadouts, and making sure not to shoot your teammates, which, trust me, is easier said than done. The missions are varied, and the real-time interactions with the developers keep things fresh. If you like squad-based chaos with a touch of strategy, this one's for you. Next, we've got a game that pretty much defines Gory. Mortal Kombat 1 is the latest in the series, known for its outrageous fatalities and brutalities. We're talking about decapitations, limb ripping, and other things that would make your grandmother faint. This game's been causing controversy for decades, but it keeps reinventing itself with new characters and crazy finishers. It's not for the faint of heart, but if you're into fighting games with a splash of blood, or a bucket of it, you know where to go. If you like zombies, you're gonna love Dead Island 2. This game is all about hacking and slashing your way through hordes of the undead in a post-apocalyptic Los Angeles. The storyline might not win any awards, but the flesh dismemberment system is where the real fun is. You can choose from different characters and customize your weapons, adding fire, electricity, or whatever suits your style. The open world setup keeps it interesting, and you can spend hours just exploring and finding new ways to smash zombies. For something a little darker, the Callisto Protocol is here to scratch that survival horror itch. This game is creepy and gruesome, with some pretty gnarly dismemberment mechanics. You can hack off limbs and use them against enemies, and when you die, which you will, it's not pretty. The atmosphere is intense and the combat is brutal. If you like your horror with a side of gore, give this one a go. Switching gears, Hotline Miami 2 is a top-down shooter that's fast-paced and crazy violent. You play through different storylines with a cast of characters from criminals to soldiers, each with their own gritty tale. The gameplay is intense and challenging, and the violence is as stylish as it is brutal. The game's aesthetic is retro and neon, and there's just something satisfying about clearing a room and leaving a trail of chaos in your wake. Now for a bit of a twist, let's talk about People Playground. This is a physics-based sandbox game where you can build, blow things up, and just let your imagination run wild. The graphics are simple, but the physics engine makes everything feel real, and sometimes hilariously violent. There's no set goal, so you can just play around, create weird contraptions, and then watch them explode in glorious mayhem. If you like to tinker and don't mind a bit of silliness, this one's for you. No list of gory games would be complete without Doom Eternal. This game is all about high-speed demon-slaying action. It's fast, it's loud, and it's incredibly violent. You play as the Doom Slayer, and your job is to destroy everything that moves, and a few things that don't. The weapons are over the top, the executions are brutal, and the game doesn't hold back on the gore. If you like your first-person shooters with a dose of adrenaline, Doom Eternal is the way to go. Next up, we have Katana ZERO. This action platformer has a neo-noir vibe, and is all about precise, fast-paced combat. You play as a katana-wielding assassin who can deflect bullets and manipulate time. The game's pixel art style is stunning, and the violence has a certain elegance to it. The levels are designed to make you think, and the story keeps you hooked. If you like stylish action with a lot of depth, Katana ZERO should be on your list. If you're a fan of survival horror, you'll appreciate Resident Evil 4. This remake is a reimagining of the classic, with improved visuals, updated gameplay, and a deeper storyline. The game balances heart-pounding action with moments of quiet tension, keeping you on your toes. The crafting system and expanded merchant role add some extra depth, making it feel fresh even if you played the original. If you want a mix of action and suspense, this is the one. Finally, we have World War Z. This co-op shooter lets you face off against huge swarms of zombies in different cities. The technology behind the game is impressive. Seeing hundreds of zombies running at you is quite the rush. There are different classes to choose from, and the progression system lets you customize your abilities. You can play co-op story campaigns or jump into PvP vs mode for some extra action. If you love chaotic zombie battles, World War Z won't disappoint. That's our list of the goriest games that'll leave you squirming with delight, or maybe a bit of nausea. Which one are you excited to play? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more game reviews and recommendations.